It is GMOG Sports TV, back with another one. All right, so it's been more than 24 hours since Anthony Joshua's got dethroned by Oleksandr Usyk, and I'm just letting things sink in and see what's next for Anthony Joshua, as well as Usyk, and the entire heavyweight division landscape. So like I said in my live yesterday, man, AJ, you had the wrong game plan. You can't outbox a guy like Usyk. Usyk's ring generalship, his IQ, his movement, his feints, his pivots, everything is just crisp. Crisp, like Lomachenko, right? So you can't outbox a guy like that. It was wrong game plan by his team. You need, like Mayweather says, you need to outbox. You need to outbox the guy who is an aggressor, right? And you need to bully the boxer to that extent. I'm just giving, that's not exactly what Mayweather said, but that's, that's sort of verbatim. But that's the whole premise of what I'm trying to say is basically, a guy like Usyk, you need to impose your will, impose your physicality, impose your height and your reach. You were fighting to his advantage. He was fighting mid-range, and that's what he wanted because he was throwing hooks, and he was baiting you to come in and throw some shots so he can counter you with some hooks and get you with those straight rights. And he was getting tagged all night from that. Tagged all night, playing into the hands of Usyk, right? So, looking back on the fight, I watched the fight again. AJ was hurt a couple of times. Matter of fact, he was hurt like at least about 4 times in that fight. At least 4 times. I counted round 9, round 10, and I think, round 9, 10, I think in the 7th. 7, 9, 10, and of course the last round, 12. He's got hurt. Popped, where he got counted, where it was just crazy, man. The dominant performance by Usyk, to able to hurt the bigger man, have him on his back foot, have him weary, have him like, where's this guy? You know what I'm saying? Just have him just all over the place, right? And again, like I said, at the end of the fight, man, AJ looked bewildered. He looked like he was just like, wow, I'm glad it's over. Like he was exhausted, just completely floored by what Usyk did to him. You know what I'm saying? Also, what I was talking about yesterday when I said I'm surprised that AJ got tired. So technically, and AJ said himself on post-fight interviews that he said he couldn't see past round 9. His eye was shut. I think it was his right eye that was shut, pretty much shut completely. So he could not see, which is why he was very tentative from rounds 9 on up. Very tentative, gun shy. So that explains why he wasn't throwing punches as much as he did in the earlier rounds. He could not see, right? Of course, Usyk caused that. So he could not see. It wasn't really a problem with his stamina. It's the fact that he was gun shy because he could not see. If you want to throw punches and you're blind, you don't want to get knocked out and get hit by a punch you don't see. So that's why he was so weary and gun shy between rounds 9 and 12, right? So, like I said, AJ just needs to go back to the drawing board and use your God-given physical attributes, your height and your reach. You need to fight how you are built. Fight how you are built. And I wouldn't even mind if he decides to bulk up. He don't need to lose weight. He was at 240. Go back to 250, 255, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about imposing your will. Impose your will on him, right? So you need to smother this guy. Prevent him from moving around. Body shots, body attacks, slow him down. Put your weight on him, right? Come forward and put your weight on him. Cut off the ring. Slow this guy down with all the movement. That's the game plan that should have been in this fight, but it didn't happen, right? And so, because, AJ said he's going to exercise the rematch clause. Eddie Hearn already talked about the fight's going to be sometime next year between March and February 2022. Looking forward to that. But, like I said, I'm giving the edge in a rematch to Usyk, right? And the fact that I think this Usyk has his number. I could be wrong. That doesn't mean that, AJ has no shot. He definitely has a shot, but I'm picking Usyk to win the rematch. Just has his number, I believe. But I would love for AJ to prove me wrong, right? I didn't doubt him when he fought, when he faced Ruiz in a rematch. I picked AJ to win against Ruiz in a rematch. This is different. This guy was completely dominated 12 rounds, as opposed to how he lost to Ruiz the first fight, where he just, he was stopped. I think somebody being outboxed and dominated for 12 rounds is more humiliating than getting knocked out early, right? That's psychologically, mentally, physically, it's much worse getting dominated and punished a full 12 rounds than getting knocked out in the earlier rounds, right? So, yeah, like I said, I don't think AJ will win the rematch, but I would love for him to prove me wrong. I would love that. But I'm definitely looking forward to the rematch next year. And so as far as Usyk, man, people are talking about Usyk as, pound for pound, the top fighter in the world. He's the best heavyweight in the world, that's for sure. The best heavyweight right now in the world. That's for damn sure. Is he the best pound for pound fighter? No, his resume is not deep enough. Yeah, he beat a unified champion, AJ, Anthony Joshua, but his resume is not big enough. Yes, he unified cruiserweight, right? But his resume is not big enough to supersede Canelo, in my opinion. So I still got Canelo. I still got Canelo number 1. I still got Terence Crawford number 2, and I got Usyk number 3. Those are my top 3 pound for pound, right? Top 3: Canelo, Terence Crawford, and Usyk number 3. Just got to have a deeper resume, right? Do more title defenses, right? So that's what if he can, let me tell you something. If he can just beat Joshua, beat AJ again, beat Tyson Fury, and beat Wilder, he'll be the greatest fighter that ever lived. At least this era, I would say. Not that ever lived. The greatest fighter of this era. Period. And I will give him his flowers. Usyk, if you can beat AJ again, beat Tyson Fury, and beat Wilder, you are the greatest fighter of this era. Hands down. Period. He's already a Hall of Famer right now, right? Because he's a 2-time division champion, right? But yeah, if he is able to dominate the heavyweight division like he did cruiserweight, and beat Wilder, beat Fury, and beat AJ again, there's no question this guy is going to be, the best fighter of this generation ever. You know what I'm saying? No question. So, but yeah, family, those are my quick thoughts on that. Just post-fight afterthoughts of what happened. Just give him my chance to kind of like, rekindle, refresh everything and see how everything goes. Like I said, as far as a undisputed fight between the big 3, which now the big 4, I would say now. You got Fury, you got Wilder, you got Usyk, and you got AJ, who's number 4. He's in the last of the line right now, right? You're not going to see an undisputed title fight anytime soon, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would love to see Fury once he beats Wilder, because I believe he's going to beat Wilder again. I would love to see Fury face the winner of AJ versus Usyk. I would love for that to happen. And that right there would be an undisputed title fight, right? So if that can happen sometime next year, once AJ, who knows? AJ could win, and then we may end up with a trilogy. So that could tie things up. And then, like I said, heavyweight is crazy. We may have AJ winning the rematch, then we have a rubber match, and then Tyson Fury is fighting somebody else, or he may retire. So you don't know what's going to happen with the heavyweight division. It's crazy, man. It is bananas. It's crazy. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below, family. Until next time, GMOG Sports TV. Signing out. Peace.